Look, I don't ask for much. Just peace, quiet, and a toilet that isn't also an active war zone. Picture this. It's 2 a.m. I'm half asleep. Bladder's begging for mercy, and I stumble to the bathroom like a confused raccoon who forgot where it stashed its snacks. And just as I sit down, mid-relief, no defenses up, bzz, bzz, zoom, here comes a flying bug toilet assassin with zero chill and a personal vendetta. I don't know what crime I committed against the insect kingdom, but that bug tickled my cheeks like I was a genie's lamp and about to grant it 3 wishes. Was it guarding the porcelain throne? Was I trespassing on sacred ceramic ground? I've never panic peed before in my life, but that night, I unlocked a new achievement. Surprise attacked by a flying bug toilet assassin and lived to flush another day. If this is what my brain's kicking off with at 2 a.m., you already know we're spiraling hard today. You ever yawn so hard your body betrays you? I'm talking cramp with gusto. 1 second you're stretching like a lazy house cat. The next, your jaw seizes up like your body hit pause mid-yawn. You're standing there, mouth open wide, stuck between a scream and the decision of whether or not to dial 911.
911, what is your emergency?
As if emergency services can save you from the sheer agony. Like, what am I supposed to tell them? Hi, yes, my yawn backfired and now I think I broke my face. It's not even the cramp that hurts the most. It's the panic that sets in when you realize you're now afraid of yawning. And that's when I knew if my body's glitching just from a yawn, we're gonna have problems. Have you ever had your eyelid just start twitching for absolutely no reason? You're just sitting there, chilling, when suddenly your face decides to communicate in Morse code. You try to show someone, nothing. It stops, instantly, like it knows you're trying to expose it. And the moment they walk away, bam, it's Twitch City all over again. Population, you and your stressed out nervous system. I don't even know if it's stress at this point, or if my eyelid is trying to blink a distress signal to the aliens. I'm convinced that eyelid deserves its own apartment. It's clearly got a life of its own, paying 0 rent and messing with my sanity like it's part of a sitcom I didn't agree to star in. And I'll tell you one thing, if one more body part goes rogue, I'm filing for a group eviction. Here's a weird one. What if the moon isn't just some rock in space? What if it's a giant alien nanny cam? Like it's not there to control tides. It's there to record our most embarrassing moments, so aliens can watch them later like it's reality TV. They've got a whole folder labeled Earth, Season 7. This idiot tripped over a cat while trying to look cool. Somewhere out there, an alien is doing a full commentary breakdown of my awkward grocery store shuffle when I tried to avoid someone I didn't want to talk to. I swear, if I find out the moon has footage of me attempting to dance alone at midnight, we're gonna fight. And if that wasn't weird enough, my brain had another gem locked and loaded and ready for your pleasure. Why do bees have absolutely zero respect for personal space? They'll zigzag right into your face like they're trying to tell you a secret. I'm out here dodging them like I owe them rent. And it's always when I'm minding my own business. No sugary drinks, no floral prints, just vibes. And here comes Buzz Lightyear with boundary issues. At this point, I think bees aren't pollinators. They're tiny airborne drama. And apparently my face is the group chat. By the way, I couldn't not turn that flying bug toilet assassin into a t-shirt. Because if a bug's gonna traumatize me mid-bathroom break, I'm at least getting some merch out of it. You can grab your own toilet assassin survival tee. It's on my Etsy. Link is down in the doobly-doo. I ordered a sample, but it hasn't arrived yet. So just pretend I'm wearing it with the confidence of a true panic pee survivor. And just when I think I've survived nature's tiny hitmen, my brain decides to attack me verbally. Silent letters, man. They're just there, lurking, confusing everyone, like linguistic squatters. You ever look at the word knife and think, why? The K isn't doing anything. It's just standing there, watching, probably judging us for struggling with it like it's so obvious. How do you even explain this kind of stuff to someone who's learning English? Yes, Timothy, we say knee like it starts with an N because the K is polite. I think silent letters aren't even part of the language anymore. They're just old roommates who refuse to move out and occasionally turn off the hot water just for fun. And honestly, if letters are beefing in the alphabet, I don't want to be involved. I'm still recovering from that time I pronounced gnome with a hard G in front of my entire 4th grade class. Gnome. Gnome. Speaking of things that make absolutely no sense, why haven't we figured out flying cars yet? It's 2025. We have robot dogs that can climb stairs and fridges that snitch on you for leaving the door open. But cars? Still glued to the ground like clingy toddlers. Like we've had Wi-Fi enabled air fryers for years now, but can't get a Honda to hover over traffic for more than 0 seconds? I'm pretty sure at this point I don't even want a flying car. Which is a lie. I absolutely would love to have a flying car.
We'll load the DeLorean onto the tracks here on the spur.
I want an apology from every sci-fi movie that said we'd have jetpacks by now. I'm still out here fighting potholes with 4 wheels and broken dreams. And speaking of broken, let's talk about what happens when the body just gives up and hits the reboot button. When you pass out, is that just your body crashing like an old computer? 1 second you're upright and the next you're horizontal, like your brain just blue screened and hit Control-Delete on your soul? You wake up blinking in safe mode. One eye's booted, the other still negotiating its terms of service. And your limbs? They feel like they're still installing updates. And for a second, you're not even sure what planet you're on. Meanwhile, your cat just watches you fall like it's totally normal. Doesn't even blink. Just yawns and returns to licking its butt. I'm not even sure if I'm resting at this point, or just temporarily unplugged. Anyway, speaking of glitchy body moments, what if spiders made the same sound as a straw squeaking in a plastic lid when they ran? You're imagining it, aren't you? Like imagine you're home alone and suddenly you hear that high-pitched eek, 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 eek from across the room. You don't know if it's a spider or a sentient McDonald's cup coming back to haunt you. It scurries across the floor like it's trying to speed run a horror game with jazz hands. And now you've got to choose between fighting it or burning down the house with a Capri Sun torch. If spiders actually squeaked, I probably wouldn't kill them. I'd hire them as the unofficial floor security. Ain't nobody sneaking around with squeaky jazz spider feet. Anyhow, now I can't stop thinking about insects with theme music. What if socks aren't actually vanishing? They might be escaping through a wormhole in the dryer that lands them in the world of Narnia. Think about it. You toss in a perfectly matched pair, 2 socks, supposedly bonded for life, and only one comes out. Where'd the other one go? I'll tell you where. It slipped through a cotton fiber vortex behind the lint trap and landed smack in the middle of a magical forest. Somewhere out there, there's a centaur wearing your favorite fuzzy penguin sock like it's a crown. Meanwhile, back in your drawer, its twin just lies there in mourning, waiting. And don't even get me started on all the flip-flops that vanish. That's an entirely different realm, probably Middle Earth. I don't think we're losing socks. I think we're funding a foot fashion revolution in fantasy realms. So the next time you hear rustling in the laundry room, just know, it might be the wardrobe calling. Why does autocorrect feel like a passive-aggressive roommate with control issues? You try to type, "I'm proud of you," and it changes it to, "I'm putting you." Now your text reads like a threat from a mafia boss in a Nicholas Sparks novel. And don't even think about sending anything emotional. Autocorrect will twist it into a digital cry for help. Thinking of you becomes tweaking on you and sending frogs. What does that even mean? It's like autocorrect knows what you meant to say, but it chooses chaos instead. I swear, one day I'm gonna wake up and find defiantly carved into my wall like autocorrect is trying to stage a rebellion. I'm not sure if autocorrect's helping me or slowly sabotaging all my relationships one typo at a time. And speaking of betrayals, let's talk about mosquitoes. I've racked my brain for years now and still have no logical explanation as to why mosquitoes even exist. Like, what's their purpose? Emotional growth? Because they test all of my patience. They're basically flying needles with commitment issues. They don't pollinate. They don't clean anything. They just show up, steal your blood, and leave you itchy and questioning your place in the food chain. And somehow, despite being the size of a Tic Tac, they sound like a chainsaw next to your ear at 2 a.m. I'm convinced mosquitoes were designed by an intern during Creation Week who was going through a breakup. I think mosquitoes are just chaos with wings, and they live rent-free in my nightmares. While I'm scratching my entire body into an inflamed existence, let's move on. You know what? My life got turned upside down the day I learned that cockroaches fly.
They fly.
Nobody told me that when I was growing up. I thought they were gross little scuttlers, not surprise airborne sewer ninjas. Where was that knowledge when I was trying to trap the darn thing? I was armed with a shoe and misplaced confidence. But the moment that thing launched into the air like a winged shoehorn of terror, I evacuated the premise like the building was on fire. You've never seen a more disturbing heebie-jeebie dance in your life. Limbs flailing, voice cracking like I was trying to summon backup from the insect SWAT team. At this point, I don't necessarily fear the bug. I fear the betrayal. Crawling is one thing. Flying is just a cruel plot twist. Anyway, now I check the ceiling before I enter any room. Trust issues unlocked. What if your reflection had a mind of its own and asked for a high five? You're just vibing in the bathroom mid-hair fluff or dramatic lip sync, and suddenly, your reflection throws up a hand like, "Nice work, Jim!" No context, no explanation, just full mirror support energy. Like it's been silently cheering you on this whole time and finally decides to show it. If Mirror Me wants to hype me up like a motivational coach in a sparkle tracksuit, I'm here for it. Honestly, I'd trust that version of me way more than the one that filmed a full YouTube video and forgot to hit record. Yeah, that's happened. Alrighty then, moving on from mere cheerleaders, let's talk about technology betrayal. Why do USB plugs only fit on the third try no matter what? You line it up confident, like, "I got this." It doesn't fit. You flip it. Still doesn't fit. Flip it back to the original side, and now it magically slides in like it always belonged. It's not a plug, it's a test. A power struggle between you and a tiny piece of plastic with commitment issues. I swear, USB ports are just out here gaslighting us for sport. I don't even care about charging my devices anymore. I just want to win. And speaking of things that plug in and stay put, can we talk about turtles? Nature's original mobile homes? Turtles really are nature's original mobile homes. They just carry their entire house on their back. No mortgage, no rent, no Zillow anxiety. Need a break from life? Boom! Instant shell retreat. Is your social battery running low? Just tuck and roll. And let's be honest, if humans had that option, we'd cancel plans way more often than we already do. Sorry, I can't come out tonight. My shell's in do not disturb mode. Turtles are actually living the dream, moving at 1 mile per hour, no Wi-Fi, 0 responsibilities. They basically invented soft quitting. I'm not even jealous of influencers at this point. I'm jealous of reptiles. Anyway, while turtles are out here living their best slow life, I'm just trying to remember where I put my actual house keys. Have you ever felt like you were being watched and then realized it was a squirrel with a personal vendetta? I was outside minding my own business the other day, and there he was, just perched on a branch. Not eating, not twitching, just staring. Full eye contact, no blinking, like his tiny squirrel soul had a clipboard and a list of all of my flaws. I've never felt so emotionally assessed by a rodent in my life. And he didn't even flinch when I waved. He just tilted his head like, "That's the outfit you went with?" I don't know what HOA Greg represents, but I'm pretty sure I've been fined for existing incorrectly. I'm convinced Greg isn't a squirrel. He's just judgment in fur form, with a tail that flicks in passive aggression. After being silently judged by a squirrel with better posture than me, I went inside for some peace. Only to relive childhood trauma by stepping on a Lego like it was waiting to finish what it started. Why are Legos the most effective landmines ever created? I haven't played with any Legos in years, but my feet, they still remember.
I just stepped on a Lego.
That kind of pain sticks with you. It's not just memory, it's a reflex now. I see a Lego on the ground and my whole body does a danger dance like it's been trained. Back in the day, I'd be building castles at noon and battling for my life by bedtime. One wrong step and suddenly I'm airborne, questioning everything, including my balance and my friendships. The worst part? I was the one who left it there. I betrayed myself. Look, childhood was great and all, but Legos gave me trust issues and foot trauma I still flinch over. Anyway, if you've never screamed into the carpet while holding your foot like a tiny soccer injury, did you even grow up with toys? Have you ever opened an oven mid-bake and thought, wow, this feels like Arizona in July, and then realized, no, Arizona's actually worse? It's not heat, it's hostility. You step outside and instantly feel like someone slapped you with a hot tortilla made of sun. The wind doesn't blow, it toasts you. The shade doesn't help. It's just slightly less aggressive radiation. And don't even try touching the steering wheel unless you've got potholders and a prayer. I saw a lizard wearing flip-flops the other day. That's how you know it's bad. At this point, I don't check the temperature. I just ask if my shoes are fireproof and if my eyebrows are still attached. Anyway, after surviving a personal roast session by the state of Arizona, I started questioning how we haven't just given up and moved underground. After the age of 30, sleep becomes a full contact sport, and I'm losing. You used to bounce out of bed like a Disney character. Now, you wake up with a mystery neck cramp and a shoulder that forgot how to rotate. And you didn't even do anything, you just existed horizontally. One wrong pillow angle and suddenly your spine's filing a complaint with HR. I'm to the point in life where I stretch before getting out of bed like I'm prepping for an Olympic event called standing up without injury. I used to dream of adventure. Now I dream of waking up and still being functional. Honestly, if sleeping wrong can injure me, what hope do I have with actual responsibilities? Like if a pillow can take me out, how am I supposed to budget? How am I supposed to meal plan? How am I supposed to function when laundry still feels like a full-blown side quest? And that's exactly how I ended up hiding in an emotional support blanket fort, which, by the way, was only the beginning. Things spiral fast, so if you think this was unhinged, you haven't seen the adulting breakdown yet. Click the next one. I'll see you over there. Until then, stay blessed, my friends. Choose one. Choose one. part one of this or adulting.